how the heck are ya? Welcome back to my channel where I love discussing all brand new things, movies and entertainment. And yeah, we're at the end of another month over here. How the heck are we already in May? That's just wild to me. Big blockbusters are coming all around the corner, and we have got a big stack of movies that we have to talk about here. 10 of them in all. Some of them are new releases, the last one of which I am very excited to show you guys. A lot of them I actually got on a sale as well. So if you guys enjoy discussing physical media, all things movies and entertainment, I'm doing these fun Blu-ray hauls every single month over here. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that red subscribe button down below along with that notification bell right next to it. That way you guys can always stay in the loop anytime there's a new video over here. And just a reminder, if you enjoyed what you saw today, smash that like button as hard as you possibly can. This is also tremendously helpful. And feel free to let me know down in the comments what you got in terms of physical media this month. This is honestly, with streaming out there, this is a lost art form these days in terms of indulging entertainment. And as you can see, I still love collecting it to this very day. But friends, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. We have 10 movies we've got to talk about here, ranging from the plain silly to the demented and then to the incredible. And we're going to start off with a couple of Disney films that I watched during my childhood, both of which I got on sale online. First of all, we have Enchanted. You gotta love the Alan Menken score in this, and it honestly didn't register to me that it was Alan Menken's music until much later on after I saw this in the theaters in 2007. And I thought Amy Adams was terrific in this film. James Marsden as the prince is absolutely hilarious, and I for one cannot wait to see Disenchanted on Disney+. All new songs from Alan Menken. It's gonna be a brand new musical. I can't freaking wait for it. Isn't really every day you come across Disney making fun of itself. Speaking of making fun of itself, Sky High. I don't care what anybody says. I loved this movie as a kid. Kurt Russell as the kid's father is absolutely perfect casting. Bruce Campbell as the gym teacher may be the greatest casting choice of all time though. Unironically. And the back of the box even compares this basically as a merger between Harry Potter and The Incredibles. And I wouldn't even put this movie in that upper echelon of family favorite films, but this is still a lot of fun. It's super underrated. There's not enough people that talk about Sky High these days. This was one of my favorites as a kid. Oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of comments for this next one, but it was cheap, it was on sale. Legally Blonde. I don't care. I like this movie. Screw it. I like it. It's funny. You know, he did leave a share CD in the pool house one time. This one just holds a special place in my heart too, because I did play Warner in the musical version of this in my junior year of high school. This is, I mean, Legally Blonde, you don't make comedies like this anymore. It is just plain silly. Yes, some of these jokes and some of these scenes are very dated for 2001, but for what it is, I think it's very fun, and this is, in my opinion, the movie that made Reese Witherspoon's career. I mean, she is Elle Woods, what can I say? And up next, you have a Spielberg film that did not make it into my collection until now, AI Artificial Intelligence, starring Haley Joel Osment and a younger Jude Law. Believe it or not, I actually haven't seen Artificial Intelligence yet, and I'm very curious to check this out. I've heard a lot of very mixed things about AI, so let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments section below, because I am very anxious to finally pop this one in. And this next one was recommended to me by my buddy Luke Ponto. This was directed by the Spierig brothers, who made the Winchester film, which is terrible. But here you go, Daybreakers. This might be one of their best films, starring Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe, and Sam Neill. That's a great trio of actors right there. And it just sounds like a really neat idea for a scary action movie. And I, for one, can't wait to check this out. And a huge shout out again to Luke Ponto for recommending this to me. Well, every time I put a video out like this, I'm sorry to bother you, but, you know, that's just how I feel. This film is just so damn unique, and there's not enough people that talk about this movie to this very day. Lakeith Stanfield, this is arguably the movie that made his career back in 2016, whenever this came out. I want to say it was 2016. No, I stand corrected, 2018. I was a little bit off. This came out after Get Out, but this was Lakeith Stanfield's biggest starring vehicle yet, and he does a phenomenal job in here. So now we get into the new releases section of this Blu-ray haul, and I have reviewed all 4 of these upcoming films, so I'll go ahead and leave a link to each review down in the description box below if you want full candid thoughts on them. But first up is Death on the Nile, the sequel to Murder on the Orient Express, once again directed by Kenneth Branagh, who also stars as Hercule Poirot. The first act of this film is admittedly very slow, but I guarantee you, once you get on the boat with all these people and once the actual death on the Nile happens, it is excellent filmmaking. It's extremely riveting as a whodunit. And the ending was a tad bit predictable, I'll give you that much, but this is still really well made. Kenneth Branagh, I think, should be very, very proud of this piece. Speaking of pieces that actors should be proud of, how about Cyrano? Peter Dinklage was absolutely mesmerizing, outstanding, whatever adjective you want to use to describe his performance. His singing voice is top-notch. Haley Bennett as our love interest, Roxanne, might have stolen the entire movie, though. And you know, as a musical geek, I had to include this in my collection. It wasn't my favorite musical film that's been put out there in the past 5 years, even, but I think Joe Wright, Peter Dinklage, everybody involved with this film should be very, very proud of this. Oh yeah, we were talking about whodunits. This was a popular movie when it came out. Scream 5, or 5 Cream. Shout out to my buddies at the Suit Up Geeks podcast for that inside joke there. This movie was tons of fun watching it in the theater. I remember my auditorium being hooked all the way through. I loved seeing David Arquette in this film. He was absolutely magnificent. Melissa Barrera as our new starring vehicle in here, sort of on the same line as Neve Campbell. She, honestly, her ceiling is so high. I loved her as Vanessa in The Heights. I loved her in this film. I cannot wait to see what she does next. And yeah, the person behind all the killings may have been a tad bit predictable, but you know what? The way it was presented didn't make it seem predictable. It felt like a humongous surprise to everybody in this auditorium when I saw it in January. Yeah, certified fresh for a very good reason. This doesn't feel like a movie that belonged in January. But yeah, Scream 5, absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait for Scream 6. And now we move on to my favorite portion of this Blu-ray haul. I am so excited to add this piece to my collection. This is something that I have wanted for quite some time, and I've had so much trouble pre-ordering this bad boy. And y'all know that I have had so much trouble pre-ordering this bad boy ever since it came out in theaters last December, which should give it away. The thumbnail pretty much gave it away for you guys. But literally, I had Spider-Man No Way Home fall into the palm of my hands in steelbook form. And this is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at this thing. Spider-Man just front and center there. You have the Green Goblin there. I mean, just all these amazing villains. Look on the back here, too. Doctor Strange right there. Just perfect. Stay tuned for my review of Multiverse of Madness, which comes out next week. And, man, us Marvel fans are getting spoiled. We got the Moon Knight finale later this week, and then Doctor Strange 2 comes out right at the end of next week. And, guys, I cannot be more excited. Spider-Man No Way Home may have just propelled itself into my top 5 favorite MCU movies altogether, if not my top 3. As a Spider-Man fan, and I've been a fan of these films for so long, and seeing the that happens in this film was just a dream come true. I never in a million years thought that I would see Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker again on the big screen. I was just losing my in the theater. And then seeing Andrew Garfield acting along with him, and they're like besties now. Andrew Garfield is helping out Tobey Maguire with his back problems. Like, where else are you gonna see that kind of other than Spider-Man No Way Home? This was my favorite movie from a year ago for damn good reason, and I'm so excited to add this in steelbook form to the collection. And now that Tom Holland trilogy feels complete, I have all 3 of them in steelbook form. I mean, it just looks so much better on the shelf this way. As cool as the Walmart exclusive cover for this looked, I mean, it would have felt kind of weird if I had No Way Home in just a regular slipcover form and the previous 2 in the steelbook form. That's just my OCD talking, but I'm very happy to have added this to my collection. I love No Way Home to pieces. I've seen it so many times now. Not as many times as that guy who broke the Guinness World Record actually a few months ago. Like, what was it? Over 200 times? I mean, more power to him, man. But yeah, folks, there is the haul one more time. 10 movies in all. Again, in the comments down below, let me know what you guys got in terms of physical media. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already, along with that like button, of course. And stay tuned for more exciting content hitting my channel very soon. I promise the Jurassic Park series is starting momentarily. I'm gonna try and get that first Jurassic Park review out sometime later this week, in addition to the Moon Knight season review, along with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And I can't wait to talk about all those movies with you guys, and so much more to come throughout this insane summer. But y'all are the best. Again, thank you all so very much for your support. And with all that being said, back talk commence.